Hi, Adman Andy here. In today's video, I would like to talk about the importance of your business website, particularly if you are a real estate agency or a real estate agent. As part of what I do, I look at websites, not from the design or the aesthetics, but how the structure of the site has been set up. Remember that search engines don't see what the website looks like, but it reads the contents of the site. If the site has not been created with this at the fore, then chances are the site will not rank as well as it should. In particular, if you are in the real estate business, please be aware that the information that you upload to the portals means that you are giving your intellectual property to them, which is why when you do a search for a property, the portals will come up above your listing. This doesn't seem fair, but you have given them the right to this. And the search engines look at these sites and they have a better authority ranking than you do. So they go first. And like most things, you can help yourself and improve your website. The first thing that I would absolutely recommend is that you do a web audit. There are many programs out there that you can get, some are free, and what it will do is just tell you how good your website is from Google's perspective. So in other words, it'll come back with the errors. Some are severe and some aren't. So obviously the websites that have a better or not as many mistakes, then they're the ones that Google goes, well, we'll bump them up a bit. So that's the first thing to do. The second thing is to make sure that you actually have constructed your website, and I'm talking in terms of HTML here. I'm not talking about the photos. I'm not talking about the pages. I'm talking about actually making sure that the code that is in your website, which is what Google reads. Google can't look at a picture and go, gee, that's a lovely sunset. It doesn't see that. It actually has to know what the code is telling it. So that's the other thing that people need to do. Be vigilant. Purge empty pages. If there's a property that you sold, X time ago, and you don't have a specific archival page of properties, get rid of it, because otherwise over a period of time, it is just going to build up. Look at a website as being a loose folder, so one of those ones with a loose binding folder, and the actual folder itself is your website, and then each page in it is a page on your website. So a new property comes into you've listed, so therefore you then put that page in. Once it's sold, then you can move it from there to another section, but just make sure that your website is up to date. Now, I actually did a web audit on a smallish real estate agency, and it came back and they had 617,000 errors. Now, not all of them were severe. Most of them were quite simple. And it was just be a matter of purging that. And it became quite obvious when I was doing some research for this. I actually started putting in some keywords that they were looking for, and they weren't anywhere in the search. Their opposition was, and they weren't. And I think I went 10, 12, 15 pages into Google, and they still, were not showing up there. So these are the things that people need to actually be vigilant on. I think a lot of real estate agents and agencies, they think, yeah, I've got a website, life is good. No, it is actually your intellectual property. And I keep talking about it, and I know people probably shake their head and go, mate, that's just crap. But reality is, it is really important, because what you build up should remain with you. There are ways of getting around the portals. Still use the portals, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't use the portals, but there are ways that you can get around that and help your own website, because that is your brand. Important factor is to look at your Google Analytics. I've been very surprised that there are a number of agents and agencies that I've come across, and I've asked them, what does your Google Analytics tell you? And they've all given me that blank look like, I don't know what you're talking about. Google Analytics is free, and once you set it up, their websites that I've looked at, they have the Google tracking code. So somewhere there's the information is, but they don't know. So very important, because Google Analytics will tell you how many people have been to your site, where they've come from, if they repeat, all those sorts of things that helps you where you're going to look at where these people are coming from. So please treat the Google Analytics very, very well. To find out more on what you should be looking at as far as your websites and how a real estate custom domain name can actually help not just the property you're selling, but you as the agent and or the agency, then please visit the website www.realestatecustomdomainname.com, and you will find many questions and answers there. Otherwise, please contact me directly. I'll have the details below, and look forward to next time talking to you. Goodbye for now.